unusual that the old bury the young, though it is an abomination. I have made many speeches in my life, but I never contemplated having to bury my angel, my baby. Living 3,000 miles of ocean between her, I was always worried. I couldn't drive up. If there were any problems, I could respond, but I always knew that she had their friends. Today, I'm lost for words. So all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you to her friends. Thank you, and may God bless you and your family. Thank you.
My name is Beatrix Fields. It's with a heavy heart I come today, but I wanted to share with you my love for Tiambe and hope that I could say just a few things to her mom, some words of comfort. Because I'm a mom too, and Tiambe is the same age as my daughter. Tiambe was a law student intern in my office at the DC Department of Housing and Community Development. Her infectious smile, her kindness, her humbleness grew us closer together from just a mere work relationship to a personal one. So I took Tiambe home and I introduced her to my daughters. Like me, my daughters and I can't believe that Tiambe has lived her purpose and has gone on to her heavenly reward and to peace. I don't know what to say to a grieving mother, except that our children really are only on loan to us until they finish God's purpose for their lives. But know to all of us and to Eleanor that God has a purpose for each of us, and He's not finished with us yet. Tiambe and her mom were to come to my house this past Christmas. I had texted Tiambe to come by on Christmas Day when everyone would be at home and there'd be lots of food. When they didn't come, I was a little concerned, and so I called the next day to find out that Tiambe had been in the hospital, never dreaming that it was that serious. We will never forget her smile and her kindness to us. When I don't know what to do and I don't know what to say, I turn to my faith and trust that God will give me the answers, and most importantly, that God will give me the strength. I want to share with you a biblical message that was provided to me from Psalms 147, verse 3, which states, God heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. When you're grieving for someone, thank God there's a wonderful and comforting word. We don't know who wrote this Psalm 147, but the writer tells us that God has wonderful things. And in verse 3, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Virtually all of us will encounter a time in our lives when we'll go through the grieving process. The good news today is that God does not promise to protect us from pain and loss, but He will bring us through it. The Lord will bring us through this pain and loss. Some suggestions that were given for how to get through that grieving process include, 1, don't isolate yourself. You've got to get to the point that you can expand your family and have a new definition of family. In Proverbs 27:10, better a nearby friend than a distant family. If you don't have families nearby, reach out to caring people who are close at hand. You will find that as a part of a group, you will discover that you are not alone. You will find that grieving isn't a sickness. Through sharing with others, it helps to bring about healing. We all need to be here for Eleanor, not just today, but there are going to be a lot of days going forward, and I hope that we'll all band together and be there for her. Don't deny your loss. In Proverbs 10:7, it says, the memory of the just is blessed, meaning that in fact, when you have lost a loved one, don't try to deny it and act like it didn't happen, but find a way to remember who that person was in your life. When you are around friends, don't hesitate to talk about your loss, because when you do, it's okay for them to share in those memories as well. A burden shared is a burden that has been made lighter. Don't try to do it all. In Ecclesiastes, it reminds us that there is a time for everything. So therefore, there's a time to cry. Please understand that grief can be draining. That means that you will need more time to rest than usual. So while your ability to do things is reduced, let others help you with things that you normally do by yourself every day. It may be cooking, cleaning, shopping. Let other people help you until you feel stronger. Don't try to do everything yourself. Don't neglect your needs. You have to respect your body and make sure that you get something to eat, something to drink, water, juice, tea. Make sure that you get rest. Rest to help you stay focused. Set healthy body boundaries for yourself. No one knows how you feel better than you do. Give yourself permission to say, no thanks, or I'll take a rain check on that. Don't dwell on the loss. Now that's the hardest part. Because at some point, you have to go back to life. You have to pick up your ministry. Realize that there is a time to mourn and a time to grieve. But then you've got to move on with your life to fulfill the purpose that God has for you. In the midst of all this, remember that you are going, as you go through your grief, you're not going through it alone. Go back to the psalm that I started out with, Psalm 147, verse 3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. To all, please remember that whatever kind of death experience you've had to address in your life, go through your grief, but remember you don't have to do it alone. God is with you. To Eleanor, please feel free to call me and chat about Tiambe, because we both love Tiambe. She was an extended family member of ours that was brought to our family by God, which means it needed no special relationship. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to hold her or understand her illness. May God bless you and give you peace. There is nothing impossible for God. Reach out to the Lord for strength. I promise you, He answers prayers.